Hey everybody, I'm Travis Deshawn, and I was asked to do the December Knife Throwers Tip of the Month. I'm going to focus on basically no spin 101. Everything in this video are my opinions, things that I've witnessed over the last couple of years of throwing. Um, Please take them as you will. Hopefully these tips will help you along your knife throwing journey. Um, when I first started throwing, I started using what I call the slide method. Um, Basically, your index finger is going to work as a guide and a spring, and I will demonstrate that here in a moment. Um, to me, the index finger plays basically the most important part, um, because that's what you keep the knife from spinning with. So it's learning the balance between push, slide, and letting the knife naturally fly through the air. What I mean Please excuse the airplanes. I live close to the airport. What I mean by slide method, this is the Flying Steel Northwind. Amazing knife. Flying Steel does awesome job. The slide method, and the way I hold the knife, I lay my index finger down along the spine of the knife, and I grip it with my thumb and my middle finger. And I hold it in my hand just like this. The index finger I keep loose. And that's gonna, for me, it helps from what I call gorilla gripping the knife, holding it too tightly and wanting to dive bomb the knife when you throw it. They keep the index finger loose. Like I said, it works as a guide or a spring. So when you throw, come back, and you basically release with just enough of the pressure from your thumb to allow the knife to slide out of your hand. You're using the index finger to keep the rotation from going. So when I throw, I basically just release enough of the pressure of the knife and allow it to slide out of my hand. That's why I call it the slide method. As you throw, your throwing is going to evolve. You're going to pick up different methods, different techniques that are going to work for you. If it works for you, great. Keep up at it. Make it yours. If, like I said, you're going to evolve. That's just, there's no other way around it. You're going to just teach yourself along the way. I threw slightly different from that in competition this year. This is the Bullseye Blades North Star, and this is what I threw in competition. My grip is basically the same. Obviously, it doesn't come down as far in my hand as the North Stars do. Or, sorry, the Northwinds from Flying Steel. But I basically hold it the same way. But when I throw, I'm using a little bit more of what I call the push method. It's kind of a push-slide hybrid, if you will. I keep it locked, but when I throw, I push with the index finger more flat like this rather than sliding out and going straight to the target. So I'll push, and as it's out here, then it slides. I'll demonstrate this here in a few. But this, when I first started, I really didn't understand what the push method was and how it was being used effectively. And there's many great throwers that use this method and are phenomenal at it. And I myself am still learning with that. So, push method, you push, the knife is more like this, and then I slide out at the end. To where with this one here, as I throw, I kind of go choke up on the knife a little bit more. And as I throw, it glides out and just slides all the way down. I don't do a whole lot of push except for farther back on distance. Then you kind of have no other choice around it. you have to push it that other, that little bit to get it to go that much farther, depending on how far you're scooting back. You may clean up what I've got here, and I will demonstrate and my trophy from competition and some of my knives in my collection. It's not all of them, just some of them. I have some Bill Page up top along with Busby blade. I have my Bullseye blades over here, my North Stars, my Pushermans. Over here I have my Flying Steel, I have my Vayus and my North Winds. In the middle here I have a Swamp Knives Masterpiece, I love that thing. And then I have my Flying Steel High Trail Hawks. I'm going to clean those up and I'll do a little demonstration on what I've been talking about. Thank you very much. Okay, and we're back. Got the Flying Steel North Wind, Bullseye Blades North Star. When I talk about the slide method, like I said, grip the knife in my hand, keep the index finger loose, but I'm holding on to the knife with my thumb and my middle finger. The bottom two fingers are just there because you can't take them off. Well, at least if you throw it wrong, you can. When I throw, I draw back. Like I said, when you throw, you're letting the knife slide out of your hand. This is Maddox. Boom. Boom. When you throw, you're releasing just enough pressure of the thumb to allow the knife to slide out. You're using your middle finger and your index finger as a guide. Take it, and let's just draw back. Okay? You'll learn how much pressure you have to add with your index finger to, depending on your distance. Obviously, the farther back you go, you're going to need more index finger to keep the knife from wanting to rotate. Okay? Well, finger down the spine, middle finger right up against the knife, and the pressure with the thumb. Now, as I was saying with the push method, it's thrown basically a little differently. I use a lot more index finger and keep the knife from going. I still draw my arm back this way. Go back. I kind of think of my arm as a catapult when starting off. And draw it back, and it swings forward. It's just launching whatever you have in your hand. Draw back. As you get back farther in distance, it's going to become more of a full body motion. Whether you're drawing your power from your hips, your legs, just your arms, it's whatever works for you is, like I said, make it yours. If it works, keep it going, practice it. I hope these tips help. If you have any questions, please feel free to get a hold of me. I'll do my best to help you in any way I can. If not, I will point you in the right direction. Thanks, everybody. Happy chucking.